So today I am back with a short video on how I stay organized in my own life. And I am currently a grad student and I just graduated from my undergrad last year, so I've been doing this school thing for a while now. And I think I'm pretty organized, I would say. Maybe some would say over-organized. But I thought I'd give you guys some tips on what I do to keep my life together and as stress-free as possible, even though I don't think that's possible in grad school. But let's get started. Also, it's super hot and it's like 80 degrees outside and probably like 90 degrees in my apartment, so that's really great. So the first thing that I highly recommend is getting a calendar. It can be an agenda, a paper planner, it can be a calendar on your wall, or you can use a digital calendar like I do, and it just syncs throughout all my devices. I use Google Calendars, and that just syncs up to my Mac because of the calendar app, and same thing with my phone. So, and I can also do it on the go because I have access, since it's online as well, just through the Google Calendar website. It's really important to either have a physical or digital calendar. You can add all of your important dates and events on there and write down any time that you're in class or you're at work, and schedule in everything. Seriously, it will help you out in the long run, I promise. Make sure that you have multiple types of calendars if it's digital. Basically, creating these different calendars is basically different folders or different categories of events that you have, and different types of colors can apply to digital or physical. So for Google Calendars or using the Mac Calendar app, I'm not sure of others, but I'm sure you can do the same thing, but you can create different calendars within your one Gmail account, for example. So I have, for example, a calendar for my work, for working out, and for meetings, anything that's related to clubs that I'm in. And what's really nice about having the Mac Calendar app on my desktop and on my phone, I can keep track of both my personal email account calendar as well as my school email account calendar, as well as any other emails that I'm associated with and calendars that are associated with those. So for example, in my personal email account, I have just my main one, which is where I put in things that I want to do on a personal level. So if I'm going to like a workshop or something, for example, if I want to make sure that I'm planning out my day and I have to finish this assignment at this specific time because that's the only time I have, I make sure to schedule it in as a reminder. And then I also have work, which I work a few times a week, so I block out parts of my calendar, and then also workout. So whether I'm doing a class at the school gym or if I'm running, they can all be different colors like I have it. So at the beginning of every quarter or every semester, I know exactly what classes I'm going to take, right? So the first thing that I do is put in all of the chunks of time that I'm going to be busy in class, and I'm going to put that in my academic Gmail calendar. And the next thing I do is put in my work schedule based on my classes, because it changes depending on the quarter and how much free time I have. So I put that in as a different color or a different category. I have meetings, so I put down things like group meetings that I have weekly. I can easily figure out which type of event it is just by glancing at my computer or at my phone, which is super easy, and you can do this online too, just at google.com/calendar. So now you know when you're going to be busy. You can schedule meetings with people without having to worry about double booking yourself. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about are to-do lists. And I have two types of to-do lists. I have short-term and long-term to-do lists. And this is just an easy way for me to keep all of my deadlines together. For my long-term to-do list, I use this for all of my deadlines and assignments that I know of ahead of time. So for this one, I use Wunderlist, and it's a really great app. Again, you can download it for your computer, and you can also download the app for your phone, and you can also just use it online too. You don't even need to download it. This is where I put in all of my different types of to-dos. It comes with an inbox, and this is just where I put in like edit video, or pay rent, or pay my credit card, or something like that. So, and then you can also put in due dates for each one of these, and reminders if you don't have this up all the time. And then I also have to-do lists for homework, grocery list, things I want to do in other places, just stuff that I wanted to keep track of. But basically the one that I use the most is my homework to-do list. So at the very beginning of the quarter semester, I take out all of my syllabi and I put in every single thing that's due with its due date. So I put in a shortened version or abbreviation of the class, and then dash, and then the assignment name. And that's it. And then you just put in the due date, and I have everything on here from now until the end of the quarter, which is great. And it keeps you on track, and you always know what's coming up and what's due. And another great thing that this is useful for is that if you don't have milestones for like a final project, for example, if you have a paper due at the end of the semester, but there's nothing really in between, like there's no rough draft turned in or review of sources or anything like that, work backwards from that final paper. So go to that final paper when it's due, and then it depends on how intense this paper is going to be or how intense this project is going to be. Maybe you can set a deadline for a rough draft 2 or 3 weeks before that. You set another deadline for yourself for maybe reviewing the sources or annotating your bibliography or something like 2 or 3 weeks before that. And then just keep working backwards. And by breaking it up into pieces that you can actually manage instead of doing it all that last week, you'll be able to finish that final paper with no problem. And if you have any issues with it or you get stuck on it, you have plenty of time to talk to your professor about it. The other type of to-do list that I like to keep are short-term or daily to-do lists. So this could be something that I just write down things that come to my head that I need to do that day. I just keep a sticky note with me at all times in my pencil bag or on my desk, and then I just write out run and then a checkbox next to it. Film, apply to internships, put away laundry, start on the research paper, or you know, something like that where you think of it and or someone talks about it in class and you're like, oh, I should probably do that today. Something that doesn't necessarily go on your to-do list app or on your calendar, or it could. I mean, I do it all the time. I write things in multiple places, so I have to do them. For example, I have to run today, so I have it on my calendar blocked off when I'm gonna run. I mean, it's not set in stone, but I would like to run for that amount of time, and I think that's a good time that works for me. I also have a sticky note that has run on it, just so I absolutely run today. And so this is just like a simple way like to get things out of my head, so I don't have to think about things too hard. I know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing for the day, and I can actually focus on doing them. It's a great way to procrastinate when you don't want to do homework, but at the same time, the day of, if you do it in the morning or the night before and you make your to-do list, that day you have no excuse but to do what's on your list. And you can put your sticky note on your planner, your paper planner that you carry around with. I put it on my laptop because I'm always with my laptop. So the last thing that I wanted to talk about are folders. And this might be just like, duh, you need folders to be organized, but I want to reiterate that point. So I always have an accordion folder with me at all times in my backpack. So I have everything in this accordion folder that I bought at Target for a couple dollars, and it's lasted me several years now. I always have a notebook attached inside. I don't usually get too many handouts now that I'm in grad school, but I used to have a different section for every class, and then another section in the back for resumes and like extra, and then a section in the front just for things that I had to turn in. So I always had a place for everything, and I knew where it was in case I needed to find it. I never lost my homework because of that, or handouts, and that was really helpful. Make sure to have it either by your desk or in your backpack. It really depends on your situation, if you're in school, if you're not in school. Any of these tips can be applied in a multitude of ways. And I was also planning on doing maybe a notes video too. Yeah, so let me know if you guys are interested in that. And let me know if you have any questions about anything that I talked about today. And I promise that I'll get back to you on anything and how I use stuff, and I'll link the stuff that I talked about down below, so like Google Calendars and Wunderlist, the to-do app that I use. And yeah, so that's all I have for you guys today. It might have been a long one, but that's okay. So let me know if this helped you, and make sure to give it a thumbs up if it did and if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe to see more of me and my videos. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!